In a rare show of defiance against the Chinese Communist Party, the people of Shanghai have taken to the streets to protest the party's extreme lockdown measures. The city of 26 million people has been locked down since March 28th, and many residents are now facing shortages of food and basic necessities. The Communist Party is taking steps to maintain control of the city, deploying the military to patrol the streets as unrest grows. So what the heck is happening in Shanghai? And what does it mean for the Chinese Communist Party? Joining me now is the author of The Great U.S.-China Tech War, Gordon Chang. Please follow him on Twitter at Gordon G. Chang. Gordon, good to see you.
Good to see you, Buck. Thank you so much.
So can you just first tell everybody so they understand, this is a real lockdown. What is going on in Shanghai, just so everyone understands the parameters of what's happening in a city of over 20 million?
Yeah. What's happening is that the initial lockdowns, which were supposed to be 5 days apiece, 5 days for the eastern part of the city and then 5 days for the western part of the city, have now been extended to the entire city indefinitely. And nobody knows when this is going to end. And this is extremely strict because people cannot leave their apartments. People right now don't have food. People are denied access to, for instance, prescription medicines. Children have been separated from their parents, but now they are allowed to go back together again after an incredible protest against this. And we are seeing on Weibo, which is the Chinese version of Twitter, numerous incidents of people just defying the COVID restrictions because they can't put up with it anymore.
And just how extreme are the restrictions? I mean, I've seen some headlines suggest that people essentially can't leave their homes. Is it really for almost any reason, right? I mean, even to get food? I saw a video that was purportedly people rioting outside of a grocery store because they couldn't get food. I mean, what are the rules?
The rules are you can't leave your apartment for any reason. And in some cases, there are these videos of the guys in the white suits. It's called white terror right now, actually boarding up a person's home in an apartment. China's also developed and built these mass quarantine facilities, which actually I think are probably responsible for spreading the disease rather than containing it, because people are not allowed to, for instance, quarantine at home. So these are the strictest measures possible. Now, the government has said that they are trying to provide food along with the food delivery companies, but a lot of people have not been able to get basic necessities.
Gordon, on Sunday, Shanghai reported 26,000 cases of COVID, but only about 900 of them have showed any symptoms. So that means there are tens of thousands of people with COVID right now in Shanghai who are fine. What is the game plan here? I mean, what are they're doing a shutdown like this for what? The virus will still be there if and when they open back up, right? So what are they being told the purpose of all this is?
Well, the purpose that they're told is that they're trying to prohibit any sort of transmission of the disease. China has what's known as a dynamic zero COVID policy, which is intended to stop the disease in its tracks. And because of China's inability to produce vaccines that work against Omicron BA.2, which is a subvariant that is now ripping through Shanghai and the rest of China, they believe that isolation is their only source of prevention. One thing, Buck, you asked, who is this being done for? Actually, this is being done for only one individual. That's Xi Jinping, the Chinese ruler. He's considered to be the author of China's COVID policies, and he wants a precedent-breaking third term as General Secretary of the Communist Party, which would normally be awarded or decided at the end of this year if the schedule holds. And so nobody can criticize this zero COVID policy and really live to regret it. So right now, China's going through these extraordinary measures, which don't make any sense at all, except they make sense for one individual who hopes to become dictator for life.
Don't miss American Scandal, Hunter Biden. A new First TV exclusive special hosted by Buck Sexton. Available right now only on the First TV app.